through the next 5 minutes, I will take you on a journey inside and all around the soul of Lady Macbeth, and the post-traumatic stress disorder that she has after she killed the sweet King of Scotland, Duncan the Great. Noah Broussard is a psychologist expert at UCLA Medical School. Now Noah, what do you think Lady Macbeth is suffering from?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Ethan. I think she's suffering from PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, which is really a terrible thing that you can catch from any really traumatic event you have in your life. It can cause depression, hyperarousal, in which case you can't sleep. You have a tough time sleeping. And I think what she got this from was when she killed Duncan, and she said, "What will these hands never be clean?" Which I think eventually led to her suicide due to her depression and her sleepless nights when she would sleepwalk around and do very strange things in her sleep, which is obvious signs of PTSD.
Thank you, Noah. Now, was there any way that she could have prevented having PTSD?
Well, I mean, I think, really, I don't know what exactly she could have done to prevent PTSD. I mean, it's a horrible thing that you can get from any psychological disorder, any traumatic event in your life. PTSD is really common.
Thank you, Noah. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, señor.
Sorry, Juan. Are we filming?
Sí, señor.
Whoops. Today we are on the prowl to find 2 people to be interviewed for Macbeth. You, madame, would you like to be interviewed for Macbeth?
No.
Why not?
I haven't read Macbeth.
Get out of here, you blubbering fool. You, madame, would you like to be interviewed for the play Macbeth? Discussing about... Madame, would you like to be interviewed for Macbeth?
Sure.
They said sure, let's take it over here. Now, Juan. Just keep it on good stuff. Now, Juan. Film?
Sí.
Now, why do you think was going on in her head, Lady Macbeth, during Act 5, Scene 1?
I think she showed many symptoms of PTSD, including depression, which you can infer caused her death, and also she went through a phase of sleepwalking, and she would wake up and wash the invisible blood off of her hands, the blood symbolizing her guilt for Duncan's death.
Now, was there actually any real blood? Was it all just invisible, or was there none at all?
It was all invisible. Only
so
the nights
it was
when
actually blood, but it was just invisible.
there wasn't. The blood was just in her guilty conscience. And adding on to what Christine said about the washing the hands.
She's Christine.
Yes. She said, "What will these hands never be clean?" Which that's her guilt. She also had many flashbacks and nightmares of the night when Duncan was murdered by her husband, Macbeth, and that also shows her guilty conscience and her yeah.
We seem to have gotten a lot of information from these two street pedestrians. Is there anything more you two would like to add before we are going into our next segment?
No, that wraps it up.
That's it? You two?
Well, I was just going to add on to the fact when she said...
She is adding on to something.
How she also, when she wakes up in the middle of the night, in her flashbacks, she pretends to get out of bed and then go to her closet, open up a letter, write in it, seal it, close it, put it back in the closet, and then, and we're not quite sure why she does this, but it's a sign of her PTSD and the flashbacks that she gets from the night Duncan was murdered.
Wow, very informative. Back to you. I'd like to thank you for watching this and for going on this journey with me. Tune in next time to Second Period.
Great job!